Hello. So, I don't think I'm risking much criticism when I say that the new Ghostbusters film fell kind of short of what people hoped it would be. Well, I've got an idea about the kind of Ghostbusters film that I would have liked to see, and I'd like to share with you what I have, see what you have to say about it. So, the film starts like the first one did. There's someone is working in a place. It's a college. It's a university, and they're going through a dark, dusty place at the back of the building, and a ghost appears. Only we don't actually. It doesn't actually appear. We don't actually see it. So not like it. This person going through the place turns around and screams, and then we cut to an administrative building, and there's a young woman who works there, and she's talking with her superior, and she's saying that they need to call the Ghostbusters. He says they haven't been in business for decades. He doesn't want to do it. She convinces him. She makes a call. Then we cut to Ray Stantz, and he's in a lab, and he got this young guy who's there with him, and this young guy is Dana Barrett's son, the guy who was the baby in the second film. I don't remember his name. And so he's there. He's there to learn, and he's eager, and he's listening, and he's attentive. Well, Ray fills his head with all sorts of gobbledygook. And then the phone rings. Then we cut to Bill Murray, Pete Bankman, and he gets a phone call, and he says he'll be right there. And then we cut to Winston, and he's not alone. He's with his niece, and she is a bright young college kid, and she's a straight A student. She's got a brilliant future ahead of her. She's very smart, very eager, and he takes the phone call and he says no, he can't come. He's busy, and he hangs up. Winston is done. He was a Ghostbuster. It was a job. It was fine. He's moved on with his life. He doesn't want to go back to that. But his niece asks him what's up. He says there was this thing, and she wants to go. She wants to see. And so he takes her there. And so they all meet up at the college. And they're met by the young lady who wanted to call them. And she's a fangirl. She's a fan of the Ghostbusters. And there's her superior there. And her superior is Dean Yeager, the guy who threw them out in the first film. Yeah, he threw them out of college, and he's not happy to see them. And Pete and Ray are smiling like, "Hello again." And so they've got some of their equipment, some that Ray had lying around. For example, he's got a few pieces of equipment, but they have not been in business for decades. There have not been any ghosts since that time they had to walk the Statue of Liberty down through New York streets. So the six of them, the three old guys, Dana's son, Winston's niece, and the fangirl who works at the university, are going through, and it's spooky. It's creepy. Books are moving, there are weird noises, and then the ghost appears. And they try to catch it. And it's chaos! It's utter chaos! They're out of practice, they're old, they're out of condition, and the young kids are not helping, and they're rushing around, and it's chaotic, and then somehow they manage to pull through, and all together they catch the ghost. And then we go to the theme song. And it's the original, or, maybe it's an update of the original, but not what they did in this film. In the 2016 Ghostbusters film. Right. So, then we go back to the firehouse. And Ray is saying that they're sensing a new rise in paranormal energies, and it looks like there's going to be something new coming in. Something big. Because the last time they saw something like this, it was a ancient Sumerian god that appeared in Central Park West and started tearing up the city. The second time they saw this, there was some ancient Transylvanian evil lord who's coming back from the dead who was going to tear up the city. And so if there's this coming again, then there's probably something that's going to try tearing up the city. And so they decide they need to form the Ghostbusters again. And so Dana Barrett's son, still can't remember his name, Winston's niece, and the young lady from the university, they all join the new team. And so they hire a new secretary. And they're all together in the firehouse. And they stop, or maybe someone pours a bunch of drinks, and they're gathered, and they raise the drinks, and they have a moment of silence. And they say that the last time they were all together right there was someone else with them. And there's this moment of respect for the fallen, because Egon is gone. And it's very sad. And so the new Ghostbusters are formed. Or, kind of, the new and old Ghostbusters are working together. But the things are not exactly the same as they were before, because paranormal activities are spiking. There are strange energies all over the city, but there's not this huge outpouring of ghosts like there was before. There are some ghosts, but mostly it's just bizarre things happening, weird noises, houses being shaken like there's an earthquake, only there's no earthquake. So they catch some ghosts. Okay, they go out and they get back in practice, back in shape, they catch some ghosts, and they investigate, and they put up, like, sensors around the city so they can track the rising of energies. And at one point, the three old guys have to go to something. They have to go talk with the mayor and try to convince him or her that something is going to happen. And while they're out, there's a call. And there's a ghost. And so the three new Ghostbusters decide that even though the old guys are out, they need to answer this call. And so they rush out and they go to this place, and there's a ghost, and they have trouble because they're working alone for the first time, but they get the ghost, and that is the start of the new Ghostbusters team. So, there's a subplot of there's something that's going around the city. And an awful lot of these weird things that are happening are being caused by this thing. And no one knows exactly what it is. Not even the Ghostbusters can tell exactly what it is. But they can track that their energies are rising here and there, and it's moving around, but they don't know what it is. And then someone, perhaps a person who is a romantic interest of one of the new team, gets possessed by something. And they go off. And we don't see them for a while. And then and then things happen. They're catching more ghosts. They're tracking. They're trying to figure out what's going on. And then at some point, at the firehouse, something goes wrong with the containment system because it's decades old. It has not been receiving regular maintenance for a very long time, and ghosts escape. They get out. Now, it's not as bad as it happened in the first film, because there are fewer ghosts, and it's not a total shutdown of the containment field. It's just there was a crack or something, and a bunch of ghosts got out. And so they have to rush out to catch all the ghosts, and the secretary joins in, and they catch all the ghosts, and they put them all back. And so the person who was a secretary is now sort of officially a part of the team. Of the new team. So Ray, with help from the new members of the team, has been tracking these rising paranormal energies, and he discovers that they are centered on Dana Barrett's apartment building from the first film. You remember the one that was built by Ivo Shandor, designed specifically for pulling in and concentrating of spiritual energies. And so they realize that something is about to happen right now, today. And so they rush there, and when they get close to the place, Ray is consulting all his equipment, and the new kids are looking at their equipment, and they're studying, and they figure out that there is something that is coming through, something big, something that is not from this world. And this thing is creating cracks in reality. And it's through these cracks that all the ghosts are coming. These ghosts are coming through the cracks. They're being squeezed through. And so this thing is coming and creating these cracks, and that is why everything is happening in New York. See, an ancient Sumerian god, why would they be appearing in New York? The ancient Transylvanian evil count, why would he be appearing in New York? That's why. Because this thing is creating a weak point in reality right there in New York. And so somehow this thing got to Ivo Shandor and caused him to build the building. Right? The one that's specifically made to let things come through. This thing did that. And so it's coming through on the roof. And so they go in, and Venkman says something about, I hope the elevators are working this time. And then they're standing at the bottom of the stairs and looking up, and the old guys look at the new kids and say, go ahead. So they have some special equipment that they've been working on, and the old guys need to go and get it and bring it back. And this special equipment they can use to block off this gate that's being made, so that they can make sure that whatever is trying to through can't get through. But they need to go and get the equipment, they need to get it ready, and so the new kids need to go up to the top of the roof and buy time for them. So they all go up, and they get to the top, get to the roof, and the gate is opening. Excuse me, no, the gate is not opening. There is the gate. And there is the person who is possessed by the whatever it was. And so that person is the person who is going to open the gate. But they get there just in time to stop this person opening the gate. The possessed person turns around, and it's this evil extra-dimensional entity who's working for something else, something bigger, something evil. Bad. And it laughs at them and says they can't stop what's happening, and it summons monsters to attack them. And so the monsters attack the Ghostbusters, and the possessed person turns away to open the gate and is starting to open the gate. And so there's this terrific fight, and it's desperate. They're actually losing, but then one of the new team gets away from the fight and gets to attack the possessed person, and they fight. And it's not going well. Things are going badly. People are frightened. Things are worried. And then the old guys show up with the equipment, and they seal the gate. They close it. It is not opening again. So the evil entity that's possessing the person gets banished. Maybe it goes off somewhere in this world. Maybe it gets closed off on the other side of the gate. The monsters disappear, and everything's good. But all these cracks, the cracks are still there. The cracks are being formed by whatever was opening the gate. The cracks are still there. The gate is closed. The cracks are there. Which means there will be ghosts coming through. There will be things coming through. Not like giant evil gods, but things that could be dangerous. And so there's a reason. They need the Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters, who are capable of handling these new problems that are appearing. And so we close with romantic entanglements entangled, people happy, the new team is ready to go, the old guys can rest easy knowing that the future is in good hands, and we have the basis for a great Ghostbusters franchise. And that's the kind of movie I would have liked to see. Comment. Tell me below, what would you have liked to see? Do you see any major plot holes in my film? Should I start writing the script? Talk to me. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And, have a nice day. Good luck, and I really hope that we get a really awesome Ghostbusters movie. This is not necessarily the end of the franchise. There could be a really awesome Ghostbusters movie, and I'd really like to see it.